Hello, Brendan. Good that you're behind the studio for us today. Hello. I'm just going to get some more paper towels. Some of the water has leaked through here. Good afternoon from Northbridge Oval. We're not too far away from getting started in this NPL Women's at New South Wales round 17 match, scheduled for a 2:50 kickoff. The two teams aren't too far away. The referee is currently standing at the top of the stairs here at Northbridge, and we will get live descriptions underway as soon as both teams are out onto the arena. It is Bulls FC Academy against the University of New South Wales, coming up soon. Good afternoon from Northbridge Oval. It is round 17 in NPL Women's New South Wales, and first is facing second at the top of the table as Bulls FC Academy take on the University of New South Wales. UNSW unbeaten through their first 16 to start the season, both in the league and also in the cup, where they're through to the final. Bulls start today 5 points behind on the table. They've got 37 and a plus 30 goal difference. UNSW top with 42, only plus 27. And if Bulls do not win today, they could be vulnerable to being leapfrogged by the Western Sydney Wanderers later this afternoon, or potentially caught at least on points, if not on goal difference, if they were to lose today and fourth-placed Apia Leichhardt were to win. So Bulls coming off a 4-4 draw against Northwest Sydney Spirit right here last week, where they scored in stoppage time to grab an equaliser. And UNSW are coming off a pretty comprehensive 3-1 win away at the Illawarra Stingrays. They've been in good form. They've won their last 5 in a row since being held to a draw by Sydney University, and that's the closest they've come to being beaten this season. They had to score a late equaliser in that game to leave with a 1-1 draw. Today, it does promise to be the toughest test of all against the defending premiers and champions of NPL Women's New South Wales. Teo Pellizzeri with you for this one. Today's referee is Lara Hogan. Let's get into the teams. For Bulls, just the one change. Indiana Dos Santos comes in for her first start of the season, and Jade Guichon moves to the bench. There's been a couple of switches of the substitutes as well, with Laura Erichiello preferred on the bench, along with Nicole Simonson, and Anna Hogarth-Scott and Lily Taylor drop out of today's senior lineup. So the full team for Bulls Academy: Ashley Hughes in goal, 2 Petria Phillips, 4 Gemma Ferris, 5 Liz Barwick-Gray, 7 Indy Dos Santos, 8 Claudia Valletta, 9 Amber Luxmeyer, 11 Daniela Naimi, 12 Jasmine Melly, 13 Olivia Vanderland, and 30 Sarah Hunter, as the mascots come off to the Guard of Honour. And on the bench, Nicole Simonson, Sienna Hawkins, Tamira Souza, Ashley Franklin, Arnold Surgeon. The one change as well, Bianca Gattani, the former Bianca Garlich, comes in, and Abby Lemon drops out of the matchday squad. UNSW, Erin Naylor, their goalkeeper, 5 Leah Puxty, 6 Aya Yamahata, 7 Poppy Channing, 8 Demi Koulazakis, 9 Lexi Moreno, 10 Chloe Smith, 16 Sky Kasakia, 17 Angelique Christodoulou, 21 Jennifer Kokoris, and 32, Bianca Gattani. And on the bench for UNSW, second goalkeeper is Demetra Vase, Sonali Singh, Leah Burton, Georgia Plessis, Erica Chapara, and Milan Hammond. When these teams met earlier in the season, it was a stunning result. UNSW won 4-0 with Georgia Plessis scoring a double in that game. She's on the bench again today, along with Milan Hammond and Demi Koulazakis. So early in the season, UNSW separated themselves quite considerably from the Bulls, but you imagine that now at the business end of the season, the gap might have closed considerably. Both teams in their huddles. There was a little pre-game shower, and there has been showers through the day, but the sun has broken out here on the synthetic at Northbridge. We got an absolute classic last week with a 4-all draw when Northwest Sydney Spirit came to visit. It's the only game where they've dropped points in the last 5 as their revival continues at the other end of the table. But right now, it is about who is going to claim top spot. And importantly, UNSW's pursuit of potentially the undefeated record. It's 26 games over 2 seasons. And to the best of my knowledge, it's 19 games within a single season, both held by the MacArthur Rams set across 2023 and 24. So that's on the line as well today. And it's going to be Bulls to take kickoff. Amber Looksmeyer coming off a hat-trick last weekend. And Bulls in the all-black kit will attack the left of your screens in the first half. So, all in readiness to get this one started. And we're underway at Northbridge. And Bulls, through Olivia Vanderland, decide to shoot straight from kickoff. And that will give possession to Erin Naylor and UNSW down at their defensive end. Almost like a second kickoff here for Erin Naylor now, sending the ball back live over the head of Vanderland. Moreno flicks a header on. Here's Gattani. And one option on the right is Jennifer Kokoris. She's going to take on Claudia Valletta here, and Valletta deflects the ball away, and it will roll out for a throw-in right next to the corner. Great to see Alan Delich, the photographer, one of a few here today, top 2 in the league. A number of the photographers have decided to come out and shoot this game. Here's the throw-in. Christodoulou trying to work with Moreno. And now Looksmeyer clearing down the line. Poppy Channing waits for the ball. Knocks it to Demi Koulazakis. And she goes back to Aya Yamahata. Here's Dos Santos. First start of the NPL women's season for her. 2 appearances off the bench so far. Ball into the box. Channing clears it away from Vanderland. The ball is scooped over to Sarah Hunter. And Jasmine Melly down the right side. Leah Puxty, the left back for UNSW, thinks it should be a throw in her way. And I think the central referee has overruled the assistant there and agreed. Leah Puxty squeezes through a gap. Finds the touch of Sky Kasakia. So if you're tuning in for the top 2 and you're not overly familiar with these 2 teams, Bulls Academy filled with players coming back from the A-League Women's and also prospects looking to break in for the first time. UNSW, very much a team with a lot, as you see a foul here near the edge of the penalty area. A team with a lot of players who have A-League Women's experience but haven't been part of the competition for a number of seasons. You might see the likes of Puxty, Christodoulou, Lexi Moreno here, who might inevitably take this free kick. And also Demi Koulazakis. It's one of the reasons they're such a top team. Lots of good players in both sides. And they were both highly touted before the start of the season to be contenders. And Lexi Moreno over a free kick is always a dangerous proposition. 4 goals this season and can get UNSW off to the perfect start with a good strike here. The wall is still organising itself. 4 players being shuffled across by Ashley Hughes. And now they're ready for Moreno's free kick around said wall, and the goalkeeper positioned perfectly to make the save. First shot on target after 3 minutes, but comfortable for Ashley Hughes between the sticks. Both teams have got healthy goal differences. Bulls 46 goals for, 16 against. 4 of those 16 against UNSW. UNSW 39 goals for, just the 12 against over the 16 games. Here's Gemma Ferris with a long ball here, going one centre back to another as Poppy Channing returns with a header. Now Dos Santos. Sister Janea not in the matchday squad for the second game in a row today. Ferris plays the ball to Dos Santos, being followed by Kasakia, and the pass is steered out for a throw-in. Dos Santos suffered an ACL injury about 54 weeks ago now, came back almost a year to the day of suffering it in a young Matildas camp. Here's Patria Phillips to Dos Santos now. And from the right, Van der Laan back to Dos Santos. Ferris. And Christodoulou, a shallow clearance, shouts for offside against Valletta. Play continues. Sarah Hunter will consolidate possession. Phillips able to spin, and well, maybe wasn't totally sure that Claudia Valletta was going to take possession there, and so they've trod on each other's toes and knocked it out for a UNSW throw-in. Katani battling for possession. I do apologise in advance if I refer to her as Bianca Garlich today. Only married about a month ago. Christodoulou for Kokoris. And the ball bounces out. Valletta with the throw-in. Dos Santos heads it centrally. Phillips is going to shoot from distance, and off the synthetic. It bobbles a couple of times. It shouldn't be too daunting for UNSW, who themselves play on a synthetic at the Village Green. And comfortably held by Erin Naylor. And is going to drive the ball long up the middle. Liz Barwick-Gray up for the header. Gattani returns it. Moreno with a flick header on. And now Chloe Smith, top scorer for UNSW this season. Twisting and distributing out to the right. Kokoris trying to get a burst of speed going, but Valletta is sticking to her and won't let her pass, out for a throw-in. Valletta's throw-in down the line. Channing. Pass to Kasakia. The two coaches with this particular setup also enjoying great seasons at the moment. Marty Garces, the defending championship coach of Bulls Academy, and Zoran Namovsky of UNSW. Here goes Amber Luxmeyer, running at the entire defence. She's going to take it on. Deflection, sends it wide for a corner. Yamahata in the right position. Sky Kasakia is just favouring, is it a contact lens or maybe a poke in the eye? She just looks a little bit flustered by something here, which the referee is attending to. Kasakia is all right to stay on. And the first corner of the game to be taken by the Bulls. Liz Gray, Gemma Ferris, two tall targets to aim for, but otherwise they've largely cleared out the penalty area here. Players lurking around the top of the box. UNSW with a lot of players marking thin air at the moment. Here comes the corner, and Gray still nearly got to the ball, as did Ferris, and it's saved away by Naylor. They only had two targets to aim for and found them both, one heading to the other, and Gemma Ferris is denied by Erin Naylor, who makes a good save. Ferris, who scored the 2 goals so far this season, that was nearly number 3. Now an infringement means the ball is going UNSW's way. you can't help but wonder if a goal sneak like Amber Luchtmeyer might have been better off lurking in the 6-yard box on that corner. Instead, it was the two centre-backs heading one to the other to try and set up that best chance to score of the game so far. Here's Christodoulou for UNSW. Onto the head off Ferris. Sarah Hunter trying to work her way around Moreno, who gave herself up immediately upon committing the foul. Quick switch out to Jasmine Melly on the right. And Koulizakis keeps the ball away from Dos Santos. Bouncing ball down to the byline. Dos Santos, clever, good technique to control the ball. Cuts it back. Luchtmeyer trot on the ball, and the chance is cleared away. Channing once, twice. Now Vanderland gets over a volley, and Naylor goes to ground to make the save. Olivia Vanderland, Bulls top scorer with 11 for the season. Amber Luchtmeyer now only 2 behind her on 9. Quite the strike force when you consider that Petria Phillips has scored 6 from midfield as well. So they've got lots of avenues to score, this Bulls team, as they take on the best defence in the league today. Certainly a case where you've got A-League experience from Christodoulou and Puxty at left back and right back, and then Aya Yamahata, the Japanese, who's arguably one of the best players in the country at the moment, not in the A-League, and Poppy Channing, in spite of slicing that clearance away, someone who is largely expected to break in this summer, just a matter of where. Throw in. Christodoulou with the long ball, Chloe Smith, and Barwick Gray comes across and is able to clear it from the forward. Put it out for a throw-in. Gitani trying to roll away from Hunter, fashions a shot and hooks it wide. Those two were teammates at Sydney FC in the A-League over summer. By all reports, well, Gitani will definitely be back next season. She's got 2 more years on a contract, and Hunter, by all reports, returning. But their adversaries today at the top of the NPL Women's. Here's Christodoulou. Trying it back to Channing. Now Yamahata under a bit of pressure from Vanderland, but skillfully turns away. Puxty, not wasting any time, shovels the ball forward and rears up and bounces to Naomi. Sliced, and Barwick Gray with a hard one header. Moreno left floored, and the referee does not reach for the whistle. And now play will come to a stop for a head knock for Moreno. But the initial header, it was a strong aerial contest, and Gray won the ball legally in the air. The trainer is waiting at the sideline here. Doesn't appear to be coming out to Lexi Moreno just yet. Marty Garces has called Daniela Naimi over to the sideline. This young winger has 3 goals this season, has often been in a battle for game time in the front 3 with Jake Rochon, the unlucky player on the bench today, and no Janea Dos Santos at all. Ferris under the header. Dos Santos turns and looks for Luchtmeyer, but cleared away by Channing. Gitani. And now Kokoris. Turns away from Valletta this time. It ran straight into Dos Santos, and now Naimi trying to keep the ball in. Channing. Deflected clearance. Kasakia calming things down, and now Channing with the back pass over to Naylor. Channing into midfield. Petria Phillips able to win the ball back for Bulls. And Gattani, snapping at the heels, has knocked over Petria Phillips here. And it will be a free kick wide on the left for Bulls. Sort of free kick that Gemma Ferris so often launches into the penalty area, and she's walked up from centre back to take it here. So a set-piece opportunity. A few players shielding their eyes from the sun as the shadows creep across the ground. Here's Ferris with the free kick. Barwick Gray, the target, maybe lost it in the sun, eventually retrieves the ball, hooks it back to the goal line. Oh, it's been bobbled and held on one bounce by Naylor. And it's easy for us to say here with the sun on our backs, but absolutely no doubt that a lot of the players lost the ball in the sun there as it looped into the penalty area. Christodoulou veering through midfield. Possession won back by Hunter. Off the heels of Luchtmeyer. Hunter, Luchtmeyer, and now Petria Phillips. Through ball, Olivia Vanderland might be away, and Naylor, good keeping. Out to the edge of the area, and the former New Zealand international, World Cup player, Olympian, great resume, and having a great season at UNSW. Dos Santos out of traffic. Able to find Phillips. Now Hunter. Back to Valletta. Naomi's pass to Dos Santos. Vanderland. Jasmine Melly strikes a first-time cross. Channing up for the header. Naomi with a volley tumbling on. Luchtmeyer there and not able to wrap a foot around the ball. It was up at an awkward height. Luchtmeyer's attempts to volley it on didn't generate any power. Had kick-off in the 3 p.m. game down at Dapto, where Illawarra Stingrays are facing the Gladesville Ravens today. Here's Puxty over on the left side. Playing it down the line, and the referee sees a foul. So UNSW will keep moving with a free kick. So a wide set-piece opportunity here. Lexi Moreno looking for a teammate inside the penalty box. Moreno in swinging free kick and allowed to bounce in the area. All the Bulls players watched it. Neither of them nearest to the ball decided to go for a header in the end, and fortunately, at least as far as they're concerned, no one from UNSW arriving at the back post. Got the lightest of light showers passing through at the moment. Zoran Nowoski, perhaps you can pick that up on the effects mic, asking the assistant referee about the flag going up for offside, but it is a goal kick. Here's Ferris. Valletta into midfield. Channing clears. Kokoris battling for the ball. Valletta with a throw in. Naomi. Dos Santos. And now Channing clearing away. Hunter. Good aerial duels going on. Now the ball hits ground level. Kasakia slices it away. through the right. Luxmeyer. Good challenge comes in. Kulizakis. Puxty. The outlet pass doesn't hit its target though. And now down the right side. And out for a goal kick. So the rain getting a little bit heavier here at Northbridge as Barwick Gray drives a long ball. And Channing, forcefully hit back pass. Bit of a miscommunication with Naylor there. Bulls trying to seize upon it. Naimi. Kasakia leans into the header. And now Moreno clears away. And the ball is cleared by Ferris. And a free kick now going the way of UNSW. Ferris interfering with Jennifer Kokoris. It's been taken by Angelique Christodoulou. Two in the wall, Christodoulou to take the free kick. And at the near post, it tumbles through. Kulizakis with an attempt. It rears up at the back post now. Gattani. And the referee's blown the whistle. Gemma Ferris was down in back plate. Can't say that I saw what's caught her in the face here, but the trainer has been called on. And so play is whistled to a stop. So treatment being administered to Ferris on the sideline, but only temporarily, and 11 versus 11 is restored. Yamahata back to Channing. Off the head of Van der Laan and headed behind for a corner. So first corner of the game for UNSW. And Lexi Moreno, who's had a couple of free kicks on tight angles so far in the game, now has a corner kick to work with here. Bulls have definitely got the height advantage with Barwick Gray and Ferris. Can she find a teammate though? In swinger to the near post. It pinballs around the penalty area and then is cleared away. Moreno with a second chance. And up for the header is Hunter. Kulizakis trying to volley on, and now through comes Ferris to clear. They can't get it out of their penalty area, the Bulls. Now another header from Hunter. Moreno. And eventually the referee's whistle goes, but it's going to keep the pressure on here. And UNSW, about a quarter of the way through the day's action, starting to get really on top in general play for the first time here. And they've got another set piece to work with. There's some desperate scrambling in the rain from the Bulls defenders there. So Moreno, another free kick. A line of attackers waiting at the edge of the penalty area. Moreno, a drifting ball. Gattani the target, and the taller Barwick Gray heading it behind for a corner. says full of chat from the sideline here, encouraging on his defenders. And it's going to be Demi Koulizakis to take the corner kick from the right-hand side this time. Koulizakis, and the corner lands on the roof of the net, so relief, perhaps only temporary for Bulls Academy, but they see off a decent attacking spell from UNSW. Ferris plays the pass to Valletta. Luckmeyer, and it runs on for Naimi. Naimi into open space on the left. Channing backtracking. Naimi trying to find a way around. And Channing is able to take the ball. Christodoulou, and now Kokoris. UNSW, can they counter on counter? Valletta backtracking and shuts it down. Ferris comes across. And as the ball bends down towards the line, it's going to have just enough on it in order to roll out for a goal kick. Assistant referee telling off the UNSW bench for something that they shouted during that last phase of play. Couldn't quite pick it up completely on the effects microphone. Naylor's goal kick. Puxty trying to volley over the shoulder. Hunter, and now Dos Santos. Sandwiched in midfield, but still got through the gap. Naimi taking on Christodoulou. And Koulizakis backtracking will have that pass covered. Christodoulou. And Kokoris is there in support. Battle against the touchline. Now a deflected clearance is going to break central. Kasakia only as far as Hunter. Run from Luckmeyer, and Channing is able to clear out for a throw in, level with the penalty area. Luckmeyer with a shot and down to the right-hand post. A good save from Naylor, able to hold the ball one grab. And Luckmeyer testing the goalkeeper there. Yamahata clears. Barwick Gray with a solid header. Yamahata. Melli. Yamahata. UNSW trying to play through the Bulls here. They had to go back and switch flanks. Christodoulou slices the ball out. Oh, it's right against the line there. But eventually out for a throw-in. Hunter plays through Phillips. Phillips has got a gap to exploit here. Turns onto her right side, and it's deflected through the penalty area. Patria Phillips wanted her right foot there. The gap opened up. Melli back into the box. Yamahata clears. And now Kokoris can chase. In a 1-on-2. Goes to ground, and the ball bounces on to Smith. And Shingard went flying out for Kokoris. She goes chasing after the ball. Valletta's still down. Ferris in the meantime, clipping it over the top. And Naimi in a foot race here against Christodoulou. Naimi. And now Luckmeyer. Vanderland waits in the middle. Luckmeyer steps onto her right. And a good save away by Naylor. And the ball eventually runs out for a corner kick. But that's 2 shots in 2 minutes from Amber Luckmeyer. And she continues to grow into the game here And having absorbed some real pressure about 7 or 8 minutes ago from UNSW, it's the Bulls who now find themselves on top as these two teams battle to find the opening goal of the game. Corner kick taken by Petria Phillips. An outswinger. First head is off that of Chloe Smith, and it's out for a throw-in on the opposite side. Naimi. Headed away by Koulizakis. Dos Santos. And Ferris into the back of Smith commits a foul. Free kick to the Bulls, but to UNSW just inside their defensive half. Channing's free kick, headed by Ferris, slides out to the left for UNSW. And Van der Laan is able to clear away. Kitani, and now Koulizakis. As the ball bounces towards the line, assistant referee's not signalling, and so the central referee says goal kick. Valletta, back to Ferris. Naimi against Koulizakis. Now Smith to Kokoris, and Kokoris won't chase the ball down before it crosses the line. Dos Santos, caught by Koulizakis. And legged by Christodoulou. Free kick going the way of Bulls. Right in front of the Bulls sideline, but not too many of them are eager to jump up in protest. Ferris strikes the free kick over the head of Channing, bouncing on, and Naylor will collect the ball comfortably enough. Channing. Down the right sideline, looking for Chloe Smith. And Smith with a speculative attempt that goes out for a goal kick. Trying from a very tight angle. So we've crossed 32 minutes now, still scoreless here at Northbridge Oval. The passing shower has passed, well, a bit more than a shower, a bit of persistent rain for about 10 minutes or so. Puxley. Now Gattani. Channing. And now Yamahata. Ball bouncing down to Woods. Puxley on the sideline, but a little bit too wide, and it finds its way out. So both teams have had good spells on top in the game. Both have had chances to score, but back into a bit more of a midfield struggle now between the two teams. You can see why they're 1 and 2 on the table. The game has hit just a bit of a flat spot here as the ball works its way down the left sideline. Puxty's throw in, Kasakia. Now Gattani. Looks like Daniela Naimi and Olivia Vanderlaan have swapped wings here for the Bulls, with Naimi now over on the right and Vanderlaan on the left. Christodoulou to Moreno. Christodoulou. Now Gattani popping up wherever the game needs her at the moment, and she is wrestled to the ground by Olivia Vanderlaan, and the first card of the game is out of the pocket, much to the displeasure of the Bulls sideline, and Olivia Vanderlaan goes in the book for a yellow card. First booking of the game for the Bulls' top scorer. And the resulting free kick will be right on halfway for UNSW. To be taken by Poppy Channing. Channing launches the free kick to the penalty spot, volleyed away by Ferris. Hunter. And now Kokoris. Kokoris away from Valletta, and across came Ferris. It was the first time today that Kokoris has got the better of Claudia Valletta over on that right wing, but there was defensive cover there as soon as she broke into the penalty area. Corner kick to be taken by Lexi Moreno. In swinger. A couple of Bulls with headers away and then volleyed by Hunter. Gattani trying to turn past Dos Santos. Dos Santos. And then help from Melly. And that's enough to put the ball out, albeit for a throw-in going the way of UNSW. Puxty. Naimi. And then sliced clearance by Barwick-Gray, which is going to find its way out over on the outer touchline. So just under 10 minutes of regulation to go until half-time. Scoreless at Northbridge, first versus second. And it'll be another throw in here. Puxty. 3 throw-ins in a row for the Bulls. Vanderlaan. Phillips to Dos Santos. Dos Santos keeps the play moving. Hunter. Yamahata closes in. Wins the ball for UNSW. Moreno back to Aya Yamahata. And Chloe Smith is a lone hand up top. The flag stays down. Here goes Smith, bustling forward. Barwick-Gray with a solid challenge. Here comes Koulazakis on the follow-up. Steps around Ferris. Koulazakis, it's going to squeeze through. Smith is there, and it's a point-blank save from Hughes. Well, the persistence there from Chloe Smith refused to let that attack break down. And it turned into a shot on goal at close range, which Ashley Hughes has been able to save. Big, big chance to score there. And a big moment in this first half. Ashley Hughes in the right position to save the ball away. Puxty had the ball bounce up at face level. Difficult to do anything with that. And out it goes for a Bulls throw-in. Taken quickly. Dos Santos. result here is a goal kick. So another flare-up is followed by a chance for both teams to take a breath. Ferris. Kokoris with a little back heel. Christodoulou. Ferris to Hunter. The ball deflects up. It's high and volleyed on. Phillips's header and held on to by Naylor. Channing, got to be careful here. The press is inside the penalty area from Bulls. Channing confidently out to the right sideline. And now the ball from Valletta is returned beyond the line, out for a goal kick. Late in the first half, Bulls sensing the chance to press all the way up inside the penalty area there, but UNSW able to turn out of danger. And Aaron Naylor waving everyone out here before what looks like will be a long goal kick. Moreno with a flick header on. Barwick-Gray. And the whistle goes. Might have been late contact there by Katani after the pass was played. So the ball is heading back over to the right side of midfield for a free kick. Yamahata. Now Hunter. Valletta. Dos Santos. Valletta to Phillips. Now Hunter. Circling away from Gattani. Dos Santos stepping through midfield. Phillips. Melly to Naimi. I haven't really seen her take the game on since switching to the right flank, but you will hear Daniela Naimi against Leah Puxty one-on-one. And Puxty takes the points. It's out for a goal kick. Short restart, Yamahata. Ferris stepping into the attacking half, but Hunter's pass misses Luchtmeyer. Ferris. And Christodoulou. Gattani. And now Moreno. Maxi Moreno. UNSW really struggling to advance the ball in the last 10 or so minutes. Can they get something going in the attacking third here? Early ball from Puxty. Rising to the volley is Barwick-Gray. She's going to head away said volley out towards the sideline. And now Phillips. The ball didn't find a way out, it seems. And she's clattered Yamahata here. The result is going to be a throw-in rather than a free kick. Yamahata. Barwick-Gray challenging Moreno, Valletta, and yeah, the challenge from Barwick-Gray has been blown up for a foul here. Channing to Christodoulou. It runs away from Van der Laan, out for a throw-in. Dos Santos goes to ground under Gattani's challenge. The Bulls bench are Not too happy about a lack of protection, it seems, for Dos Santos, but play continues. It's rough and tumble. Valletta. Channing. Deflected by Kokoris. And the ball is going to run out for a UNSW throw. They've got 1 minute of regulation to play with here at the end of the first half. Christodoulou's throw in onto the head of Vanderland. Luchtmeyer goes to work. He's got a long distance to run though. Breaks wide to the left, not much on in the middle. And Channing concedes the corner. So there will be a corner kick as we tick towards first half stoppage time. This would be a perfect time for the Bulls to score. Barwick-Gray, the obvious player to aim for. She's positioned at the back post. Gemma Ferris even further beyond that. All about the delivery from Claudia Valletta. Right at the end of the first half. Valletta, a low corner to the near post. Yamahata half volleys away. It's going to find its way back out to Valletta. A left-footed cross this time. Barwick-Gray improvises a volley, and it still requires a save. That was on target, bouncing and taking a bit of power and momentum out of the ball, but it was a good save by Erin Naylor to hold on. We haven't had too many stoppages in this half. A couple of instances of players staying down for knocks to the head or the face. But you feel as though time might be both teams to an opening goal here. And the halftime whistle does indeed go. So it's first versus second, but it's scoreless at the top of NPL Women's New South Wales through the first half. Both teams enjoyed spells on top. Erin Naylor with a couple of saves. Ashley Hughes with one really important save for Bulls Academy. And the two defences are on top, you'd have to say, at present. Feels like the first goal in this one is going to be very important to deciding the game. You'll get the stats and some highlights during the halftime break, and we will resume live descriptions in about 10 to 12 minutes. It's Bulls FC Academy 0, University of New South Wales 0.
Still with Head. Now for Tanae Morris. Back to Ellie Head. And the Tigers take the lead here at North Taramura. Delivering towards back post. Swatted away by Grove. Jackson puts it back in and then Gentle.
Luchtmeyer into the 6-yard box. It's broken the hands of the keeper and followed in by Amber Luchtmeyer. And an early goal for Bulls. They set the tone. Cash breaks away with the ball. Through the right for Gooch. Trying to cut inside here. Lara Gooch, left-footed shot is a pearler. What a good goal. And Lara Gooch equalises for Spirit. Finds the run of Valletta. Valletta onto her right side, hoping for Luchtmeyer. And Luchtmeyer squeezes it in. Persistence pays. and the golfing celebration, as has become. His waits in goal. It's Halmerick, and it's a good penalty. Goalkeeper out of the equation, stepping in the opposite direction. Advances to the edge of the box. It's Ella Abdul-Masih. What a good strike. Here's a chance for Phillips. Lays it off to Lukmeyer. This is for the hat-trick. And she's got it. And now Abdul-Masih. And the strike from Halmerick. Too much power. And it's burst through to put... Hunter with a sweeping cross. Barwick-Gray! Liz Barwick-Gray with a stoppage time equaliser for the ball.
From Lakelands Oval, my name is Paletti. Absolute pleasure. As UNSW looking to get an early chance here. Chloe Smith takes a shot and inside the opening minute. Middleton, Gerard, Adelaide Thompson having to spin and turn. Middleton takes a shot. It's gone through. Off a deflection there from... Corner whipped in. Headed on target. Let's go goal, UNSW. Corner whipped in. Blocked on the line. Crosses the line. UNSW make it 3-1.
Letter threatening. Mifsud really stood firm there. Back towards Fonsong Cam. Fantastic. And vital to this team. Fragale, Letter, lovely ball and lovely finish. 2 to the... Casa, brilliant work, and Bobbin! And Morgan Roberts into the air. It's a nice ball, Sanago. What a wonderful goal! Oh, turnover. This is trouble. Because off and away is Adams. And Camus does the rest. As I stumble my words, is off and away again. Oh, nice ball. Flags down. Camus. Goal. Now this could be danger. Allen into the area. Camus is free. Allen to Camus and taps it in. Oh, that's nearly stuck through. It has. And that's 5. And absolute perfection. Nothing Claire Holder could do about that.
Not there. That is the talent you have from Mary Stenich Floody. Long shot rebounding off the underside of the crossbar. Simultaneously, as Kashaba's just won this round and Inside is just going to tap that into the back of the net. Plus Inside, she's got Zamaya out to her right, and that's where she goes through to Alyssa Inside again. 2 goals in the second half. Natali up against Garrett, through to Inside. And just under the side of the crossbar, and that's gone in! There to Everin Tavares. Sayino looking to get the shot away, and there you go, Sayino with the second of her match.
In swinger. And it's a flying header, and it's in. And Olympic have drawn first blood. Whipped in, it's high, and it's a chance and it's a goal. And that one is definitely a goal scored by an Olympic player. It looks to be Baxter Thew, who rose highest. Beaten in 2 plays in the middle. Goes for a tight shot from a tight angle. And now Casper Shorley. It's put over the line, I think, by Poppy Tay. He'll get the credit. And moved right. Long range effort from Witts. And it's flying in. What a strike from Morgan Witts to make it 3-1. She had... facing a 2-goal deficit once more. Hijazi might even get a touch here. I think she will. The cutback opportunity. It's gone in. So there we go. It's 3-2. It's another own goal. And how about that for an impact sub? Noor Hijazi running in.
Welcome back to Northbridge Oval. Start of the second half of this NPL Women's Round 17 clash. First versus second at the top of the competition between Bulls Academy and University of New South Wales, but we are goalless halfway through the match so far. Both teams back out in light rain at the start of the second half. Will we find a goal? It's a great chance for UNSW to break 8 points clear at the top of the league, would you believe? At least at the end of full time today, pending what goes on at other venues. And for UNSW, a chance to cut the deficit back to just 2 points at the top of the league. Doesn't appear to have been any substitutions for either side at halftime. As we see Petria Phillips battling Bianca Gattani for the ball. And it's a free kick going the way of UNSW, who are now attacking the left of your screens in this second half. Plenty of chances to score in that first half with both goalkeepers on their game. Feels like the first goal today could be all important. Here's the free kick taken by Kulizakis onto the head of Barwick Gray. Yamahata. And now Leah Puxty is not going to be able to run that ball down as it slides out for a goal kick. So looking at the two lineups, the home side, Ashley Hughes in goal, Liz Barwick Gray and Gemma Ferris at centre back, Jasmine Melly right back, and then Claudia Valletta left back. Midfield trio of Sarah Hunter, Petria Phillips and Indiana Dos Santos. And then the front three, Daniela Naimi, Amber Luchtmeyer, and also Olivia van der Laan. And here is the pass from Ferris looking for van der Laan, and it's going to run away out for another throw-in. UNSW, Erin Naylor in goal. Poppy Channing and Aya Yamahata, the centre-backs. Left-back Leah Puxty, right-back Angelique Christodoulou. Midfield of Sky Kasakia, Demi Kulizakis, and Bianca Gattani. And then Jennifer Kokoris on the right wing, Lexi Moreno on the left, and Chloe Smith up top. Christodoulou to take the throw in from the right side of midfield. Here's Gattani. Back to Christodoulou. Ferris and Luchtmeyer trying to relay the ball on for the run of van der Laan, which is just slowed by Channing. And then Kulizakis comes across. Clearance only as far as Dos Santos. And now swung into the box. Brought down by Naimi at the edge of the penalty area, trying to turn, decides to wheel around, and Petria Phillips, now Indy Dos Santos, a bending cross, Luchtmeyer! Bulls strike first, and it's a good finish from Amber Luchtmeyer, her 10th of the season, and Indy Dos Santos with an excellent cross. It was a low ball, it required about a shin-height volley. And that's exactly what Amber Luchtmeyer was able to produce, and it just ran to the right of Erin Naylor, who maybe was blindsided, maybe wrong-footed, but it matters not for the Bulls because they take the lead. And this UNSW team, 16 games undefeated coming in today, now find themselves behind. They have trailed in other games this season. They were able to get a come-from-behind draw against Sydney University. Here's Moreno. It will be interesting to see how UNSW respond to going behind. Bulls at home. And now with a bit of confidence up, Luchtmeyer plays it to Dos Santos. And Channing gets across to van der Laan to clear the ball away. Now, speaking of Sydney Uni, Eric Subiano has tipped me off that he believes the complete record for an undefeated streak is actually Sydney Uni at 32. I'd previously claimed it was MacArthur Rams at 26, but there is a new mark. So all of that becomes a moot point if this scoreline holds, because UNSW's run will end at 16 unless they can find an equaliser. Bulls want a second in the meantime. Channing leans into the header. Naimi. And now Puxty to Moreno. And Moreno. A crossfield pass. Kokoris And Ferris chase after the ball, and Ferris is going to take possession against the line and still win a throw for the Bulls. Ferris on to Vanderlaan, rolling away from Christodoulou. Good physical play from Vanderlaan, and the cross has too much on it. It flashes through the penalty area, out for a goal kick. Decent little half chance there from Vanderlaan, but couldn't quite twist it back into the path of the oncoming Daniela Naimi. Bulls have sent all of their substitutes to go and warm up. UNSW have Milan Hammond going through her paces, an attacker. It's been a quiet day for their top scorer, Chloe Smith, so far, but she is an opportunist. Some of the goals she's scored this season quite similar in nature to the one we've seen from Luchtmeyer at the other end, just in the right place to be able to get a glance or a volley on the ball. Hunter, back to Ferris, and now Luchtmeyer against Yamahata. And I think that was a handball there against Amber Luchtmeyer for an outstretched arm as the ball bounced past. Channing, and Mrs. Christodoulou with the pass. Valletta's throw in, Dos Santos. And now Koulizakis. The whistle has been sounded here, and UNSW have been given possession by the referee. Channing. Over to Yamahata. Naimi. And Petria Phillips will chase here, but the ball is going to run over the line. Gitani. Moreno denied the ball by Melli. Hunter. And just hits the pass a little skinny, trying to find a Luchtmeyer. The rain picks up in its intensity again. Coming down a bit heavier now here in the second half. Naimi. Koulizakis. And the ball runs away from her. UNSW, I think, appearing to signal to the bench, so a change for them not too far away, it seems. Moreno. Now Kasakia. Valletta, back to Hunter. The rain as heavy as it's been all day here at Northbridge. And a free kick given the way of UNSW. So Milan Hammond will be the substitute coming on here. It's just a question of who for, and not just yet. We wait for this free kick in the meantime for UNSW. Christodoulou to the edge of the penalty box. Through comes Barwick-Gray. Luchtmeyer able to turn, and the counter-attack is on here for the Bulls. Out to the right, Hunter. Sizing up the options, goes to the shortest available in Luchtmeyer, cuts inside Channing. Luchtmeyer gets the shot away, and it's saved by Naylor. Not a huge amount of power behind it. Erin Naylor able to get down to her right and make the save. Smith. And that long ball will run out for a goal kick, and that might bring about the sub. Indeed it will. So, what are UNSW doing as they adjust? It's going to be Jennifer Kokoris leaving the game over on the outer side of the pitch. And Milan Hammond comes on. So, first substitution of the game for either team. Kokoris off, Hammond on, and play resumes. Poppy Channing over to the right, Krista Dulu. Turning into a bit of trouble, blocked by Valletta. And now Phillips through the left side for Van der Laan. Olivia Van der Laan cuts it back. Indiana Dos Santos twisting and turning. Ferris and Hunter. And now Barwick Gray. Yamahata. Fouled by Luxmeyer, and UNSW have a free kick in their defensive line. Naylor. Oh, shallow clearance. It's been knocked down by Dos Santos, but Luxmeyer couldn't take it and go. Now Gattani for UNSW. Just a underhit pass, which Phillips comes in to take away. And Van der Laan on the ball. Krista Zulu. Gattani. And Hammond, first involvement off the bench for the substitute. Milan Hammond turns to the right. Has got support in the form of Smith. And Smith's cross is blocked away by Ferris. It's going to have a bit of backspin along the line and stay in. And now cleared away by Van der Laan. Channing leans into the header. And a free kick goes Bull's way here for Gattani's challenge on Valletta. All the Bulls subs that were warming up have returned to the bench. So they're not contemplating any changes just yet. The hour mark is approaching though. Moreno. Shouts for handball. Play continues. Van der Laan up against Hammond. Pass back to Valletta. Kulizakis. Christodoulou leans into a header. Channing. Back to Naylor. Now Yamahata. And it might sit up for Phillips here. Yamahata's got to get across just in the nick of time. And Gattani in a tangle here with Luxmeyer. And the ball is cleared away. But UNSW dicing with giving away a really good chance there. They just cleaned it up in time. High ball to the halfway line. Moreno getting a bit frustrated. Thought there was a push in the back, but play continues. Through comes Kasakia. And Kasakia gives away a foul. Looks like word has come to the Bulls sideline for two subs to get ready. We are approaching the hour mark, and it's going to be Jade Guichon and Hardwin Surjan who are going to come on here. Both were regular starters in the first half of the season before A-League players came in and upped the level of competition just for a start in this Bulls side. And it looks as though word has come for Indy Dos Santos. She ticks off 60 minutes in her first start of the season as her comeback from injury continues. And also Olivia Vanderlaan is coming off here for Guishon. So double change for Bulls. They enjoy a 1-0 lead and they've brought on some reinforcements here. So a free kick for Gemma Ferris, which will loop to the edge of the penalty box, headed away by Gattani and out. Looks as though it's like for like with Guishon going into the left side of attack. Liz Gray's off in the meantime, so Bulls are down to 10 players. She's got a blood nose here. I must admit I didn't see the incident which has caused this, but it means that even off the back of the double sub, Bulls are playing one short at the moment. Jasmine Melly appears to have gone into a centre-back role in the meantime. Bulls are down at their attacking end. But can UNSW get something going here without the Bulls' defensive centrepiece on the pitch? Yamahata, Kulazakis. The most recent sub, Serjan, has gone in at centre-back. So Barwick Gray waits on the sidelines in the meantime. Puxty. And that ball will run out harmlessly for a goal kick. Still seemingly not time enough for Barwick Gray to come back on yet, though. Serjan did play in this role at centre-back about a month ago against Hills United, so not completely unfamiliar, but they are a player short. As Gray is seemingly trying to plug a blood nose here. And understandably, Ashley Hughes is taking every second the referee will allow before restarting play. Kulazakis rises to the header. Returned by Valletta. Guishon, first involvement off the bench. Plays the ball to Phillips. Now Luchtmeyer. And the return pass intercepted by Kasakia. Now Gattani. Gattani's going to shoot. Was that a handball against Moreno? It's saved. Moreno got the shot away and Hughes is able to save it. Would have been contentious had it gone in amid shouts of handball. And then off the back of that phase of play, Liz Barwick-Gray returns to the field with treatment administered. So 11 versus 11 is restored. And UNSW, well, they found a shot on target. They very nearly scored while they had a player advantage. Home crowd becoming increasingly frustrated at some of the 50-50 calls not going their way. UNSW, it's not like they've been massive beneficiaries of a lot of this. They are trying to get something going here in the second half, but it's largely been Bulls the better team so far. As Guishon, and that pass to no one in particular will be taken by Channing. Back to Yamahata. Back to Channing. And now Christodoulou. The press is well and truly on here from the Bulls, and they're going to spill possession. Phillips, the flag is up for offside. So Luchtmeyer winning the ball over to Phillips, who was in an offside position. So they got trapped, UNSW, but they got bailed out by the linesman's flag. And now there's going to be a foul on the halfway line going UNSW's way. Moreno over towards Puxty. And the flag is now up at the opposite end. A couple of offsides in quick succession. Yamahata. Puxty. And now Kulizakis. And that pass will run away. Out for a throw-in. Barwick Gray sends a long ball onto the head of Frista Dulu. It's there to be won at ground level. Hunter got there ahead of Kasakia. And now Kasakia back in. Big 50-50, and Serjan is able to deflect it away out for a throw-in. And Ardu and Serjan with Liz Barwick Gray back on the field has moved into a midfield role. Frista Dulu volleying it up towards Ferris. Gitani into the box, only Chloe Smith to aim for, and the ball is cleared away. Gitani, it's got Valletta glued to her at the edge of the penalty area. Now Hammond able to slalom through the defenders, and Barwick Gray knees it away. Puxty, a low ball which Serjan is first to, and eventually out for a Bulls throw. So they've withstood that attacking foray there from UNSW. Puxty, Melly. Do you have news of scores in other games around the grounds? Massive match down at the opposite end of the table to this one was the Illawarra Stingrays taking on Gladesville. They currently lead 1-0 at the hour mark. This game started a bit earlier. We're about 5 minutes in front of that one. And 1-0 the score here as well. Puxty. Barwick Gray knocks the ball away from Chloe Smith. Moreno. Puxty, first time cross. Hughes sets herself. The ball is loose. Hammond trapped back to goal. Able to swivel around, but couldn't bend it. And the ball goes well wide of the target in the end, but a nervous moment. Hammond making a presence for UNSW. And you wonder, are they going to start committing more numbers forward or opt for a couple of licenses given to players to stay in more advanced roles as they chase the equaliser here? It's not just their undefeated record on the line, it's the difference between a 5-point gap and a 2-point gap at the top of the league, and no doubt Apia Leichhardt and Western Sydney Wanderers would be hoping that this scoreline holds, because that might breathe life into their hopes of getting top spot, albeit making it a little bit tougher to get into the top two. Puxty, as it bounces towards Barwick Gray, heads it out for another throw. Puxty, Gitani, and Gitani hits the line and just concedes the goal kick in the end. Tamira Souza is doing some final sprints on the sidelines. We didn't see her off the bench last week in the 4-all draw. Was left as an unused substitute. Bulls Brazilian player. We've got just over 20 minutes of regulation to go. Ball bounces to Yamahata. Serjan. Naimi's got a cause to go and chase out on the right. Naimi, first time ball. Puxty will seize upon it and win a throw-in. Kulizakis, Hunter, Phillips and Yamahata. The ball finds its way to Luxmeyer, back to Phillips, a heavy touch, and that opens the door for Naylor to come out, but that looked promising there for the Bulls. Kulizakis. Barwick Gray. Smith backtracking to Moreno. Melly to take the throw in. Puxty. And Barwick Gray just launches the ball. Aaron Naylor is going to be able to take possession comfortably enough and roll it out to Channing. Poppy Channing goes for a long ball through the right, headed down by Valletta. Christodoulou caught in possession by Guichon. And now Jade Guichon going for a bustling run past Kulizakis, but not past Yamahata. And out steps Kulizakis. Plays it to Gattani. Now Hammond. Yamahata. Channing down the line, headed away by Valletta. Guichon. Hunter. Kasakia. You heard the collision against Naimi. Now Moreno, little pitch wedge into the box, and Barwick Gray, an awkward height. And some hopeful shouts for a handball. It looked like it was all body, but only succeeded in putting it behind for a corner kick. And we haven't had too many set pieces in the second half. There were plenty of corners and free kicks in the first half for UNSW. They've had to wait a while to get the opportunity here, and Alexi Moreno will take. Moreno, low to the near post, and an anti-climax. It goes into the side netting. None of the attackers able to make a play at the ball. UNSW seemingly not turning to their bench again just yet. They've got Sonali Singh, Leah Burton, Georgia Plessis, who scored 2 goals when the teams met earlier in the season, and Erica Chapara potentially to choose from. Bulls have made the 2 changes so far. Luxmeyer volleying out to the right. Phillips will go and chase. Petria Phillips looks up at Leah Puxty, plays it to Daniela Naimi. Naimi with a little burst into the box. Oh, it was begging for the tap in, and Guichon got there just a half step late. And Christodoulou may have been interfered with by the late arrival of Guichon. Well, that was an overload on the right side there, and really well worked by Bulls. Daniela Naimi free as a bird to swing that cross in. And you'd suggest that even at this mid-stage of the second half, had that been 2-0, it might have been Bulls home. But as long as it lingers at 1, UNSW will still fancy their chances of getting back in the game. Think back to just over a month ago when they were 1-0 down. It took until the 83rd minute against Sydney University to equalise and keep their unbeaten season going. But the player who scored that day, Ava Collins, not here today. Not in the matchday squad for UNSW. Here's Gattani. Caught by the backtracking Serjan, and now Hunter. Steering the ball over to the right. Naomi sprinting. And, well, the assistant referee ruled that she kept it in, and it nearly worked out as Luxmeyer came across to help out. Good hustle, but ultimately no reward. Ball bounces on. Chloe Smith. Is this her chance? Not quite. Ferris gets across and blocks the ball away. Smith retakes possession. Twists across low. Gattani second to the ball behind Barwick-Gray, who was able to clear. Puxty caught by Melly. Now Hunter. Runners breaking ahead of the ball here for Sarah Hunter. She's got Puxty in the rearview mirror and then maybe just looked up and played it straight to Yamahata. Kulizakis switches over to Hammond. Milan Hammond caught by Serjan. Ferris past Yamahata, who's out of position here, so can the Bulls make the most of that? Kasaki has just dropped into centre back temporarily as Yamahata was up the pitch. And the ball is clipped out. That might be something to watch. Yamahata maybe stepping up into midfield now as UNSW chase the game. We'll see if she swaps back into centre back now or not. Here's Ristadulu. And volleyed clear by Valletta. And after a solid shower of about 15 minutes, the rain has finally subsided at Northbridge. Tangle of legs at the edge of the box. Smith, Kulizakis through the penalty area. Smith just a step behind. Good chances at both ends with crosses from the right flank. And we've got a Bulls player down here. In the meantime, the trainer is up at the sideline and now being waved on. So with just under 15 minutes of regulation to go, with this 1-0 scoreline, it is a chance for both teams to take a deep breath. It has had the commitment of a first versus second clash. Just the one goal so far, the moment of quality coming from Amber Luxmeyer. So Liz Barwick-Gray, who had that knock to the face, which led to her needing to get a blood nose plugged earlier in the half, is down again here. Looks like it might be a different issue that's affecting her this time, at least hopefully. It's not immediately obvious what the problem is. So, Barwick-Gray back on her feet. Hopefully able to continue in the game. It's been a taxing afternoon for the Bulls veteran. You can see the nose is plugged. She's got a bandage around the arm as well. She's hanging in there. And there's an important clean sheet to hold on to here for the home side. Kasakia with a challenge. And now a long ball. Guichon is away. Jade Guichon cuts in. Round the keeper but wide. And Naylor just timed her run there to challenge. It was a good pass to release Guichon. But the backtracking defenders and oncoming keeper did enough to see the chance. Wide of the target and out. And the score remains 1-0. And now another half chance at the edge of the box. Luxmeyer lurking. And she's going to retrieve the ball here. Phillips waits in the middle. Blocked away by Kulizakis. And UNSW dicing with danger here. Tamira Souza is speaking to Marty Garces. One last briefing before she comes on for a late burst here. And I think the Bulls, they want a second. They want the safety net and the buffer. Doesn't seem to be any thoughts of locking down on the 2-goal advantage at the moment. This time there's an infringement though, going the way of UNSW. We tick up into the final 10 minutes here at Northbridge. Kulizakis, Barwick Gray, Puxty, and the ball is out for a throw-in to be taken by Lexi Moreno. Gitani up against Barwick Gray. Gitani being worn closely by Serjan. Now Kasakia caught in possession. Channing back covering. Guishon, good first touch to trap the ball. And now the pass to set the runners clear. Luchtmeyer against Channing. And Channing comes across. But the clearance is seized upon by Guishon. Hard against the line. Hammond, a physical challenge. Able to emerge with the ball. Well played by Hammond, but the pass is a letdown. And Ferris just blazes out for a goal kick in the other direction. So a reminder that on the live league table, as things currently stand, UNSW would be cutting the deficit at the top to just 2 points. UNSW on 42, Bulls on 40, and then Western Sydney on 36, Apia 34. So an equaliser would be priceless for UNSW just to keep the Bulls more than one weekend of results away. Luchtmeyer to Naimi. Tough ball to win against Puxty. And the ball is repelled by UNSW. Gitani. Puxty. And Barwick Gray takes possession. Phillips. Volleying out to the right. And not quite for Melly as the ball runs out. Guishon, Hunter. All the way back to Hughes. Hughes pumps the ball out to the left sideline. Guishon, clever, finds Phillips, and now Petria Phillips runs straight at Kulizakis. The ball's going to deflect kindly to Luchtmeyer, and now the whistle goes. Well, it's a yellow card for Demi Kulizakis. I've got to say, Petria Phillips just kind of ran straight out of there, decided to back herself. I'm not sure if she maybe was looking further afield and didn't see Kulizakis. And I think that, the consternation is perhaps a little justified, at least from the UNSW side, although now referee Lara Hogan has to take charge here because there seems to be an exchange of words and not a pleasant one between both sets of players at the moment. Liz Gray came in to fly the flag, seemingly for her teammate Phillips. And there's going to be substitutions for both teams. Georgia Plessis, UNSW will be hoping that she can be the super sub. Scored a double when the teams met at the Village Green back in round 4. And she's had to bide her time until the last 10 minutes to get another shot today. And Tamira Souza is waiting on the Bulls sideline here as well. Neither team seemingly wanting to make this sub. All right, now they've got the referee's attention. So, Lexi Moreno is going to come off for Plessis. That's a like for like, with Plessis going to take up position on the wing. And Daniela Naimi is going to come off here for Tamira Souza. Of course, in addition to going 16 undefeated to start the season, UNSW have scored in every game. So if they kept off the score sheet today, that would be noteworthy as well. Plus 4 cup ties that they've scored in 2. So 20 total games. We're on a 5-game winning streak and 16 unbeaten coming into today. And now they're going to need to find something in the last 5 minutes. Free kick is taken short. Back underway after the yellow card to Kulizakis. Headed by Channing. Tamira Souza, instant impact. Kulizakis with a heavy landing after a mid-air collision. And she stays down, and the referee's going to whistle play to a stop here because Kulizakis looks sore. I think it was the initial challenge in the air which may have jarred Kulizakis, and then a heavy landing to go with it just exacerbated it. So this will all be handed on to stoppage time at the end of the game. But UNSW definitely not happy with how things are going. It hasn't been an overtly physical game. That the fans have certainly seen a few things that they haven't been fond of in terms of just a little bit of shove and agitation, but by no means a dirty game, just exactly what you would expect from the top two teams in the league. And so we wait. Kulizakis is sitting up. That's the good news. So Kulizakis able to walk to the sideline under her own steam and looks set to continue in the game. No sub being readied by UNSW. And so that delay of about 2 minutes. We'll probably see that reflected in stoppage time at the end of the game. But a bit of a break in momentum for both sides there. Will they be able to spring back to life is the question. Particularly UNSW. They've got 3 minutes plus stoppage to go. Barwick Gray, a long ball. Luchtmeyer chasing, but Yamahata in front. Naylor bouncing past Serjan, but Ferris is there. Now Serjan, Hunter, glancing the ball on, Guishon. Circling past Kasakia, plays it to Phillips. Now Tamira Souza. Does she go for the long shot? She does, but hooks it wide left. Well, the shot presented, but Souza just didn't strike it with the venom required. However, time is the friend of the Bulls here. Souza, Puxty, bouncing ball out to the edge of the box. Hughes able to collect. Think back to the first half. Ashley Hughes had to make some important saves. Luchtmeyer keeps the ball in hard against the line. Puxty improvises to volley it over to Kulizakis. Gattani battling against Melly, and the ball tumbles out. Puxty. Yamahata. Oh, Gattani through the back of Souza. And free kick given. And that takes us into the last minute of the 90. And Souza is picked back up by her teammates. No need to call the trainer. So, at the moment, UNSW, they haven't really been able to get much going in these last 10 minutes. Can they just fashion one chance? Luchtmeyer and Puxty ran into each other off the ball accidentally. Naylor with a long ball. Smith with a header on. Valletta was good. Barwick Gray at ground level. Kasakia. Through comes Channing. Phillips. And now Hunter. Little touch out to the wing. Phillips. And a neat 1-2 with Hunter. Here goes Petria Phillips. Lookmeyer in the middle. And Yamahata intercepts the early ball. So we're 20 seconds into stoppage. No fourth official, so it's all up to the referee. Taking a look at the ref to see if sometimes they show the number of fingers for the number of minutes, or they turn to the bench and signal to the coaches, but not this time. So you'd think maybe 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5. And we've got a player just on her haunches here. Demi Koulazakis, who had that heavy landing earlier in the half, is now seated again. So UNSW have summoned a substitute here for stoppage time, and Koulazakis is going to leave the game. And on from the near side comes Leah Burton for stoppage time, with UNSW on the verge of defeat for the first time in 2026. Burton immediately involved. And the ball deflects out for another throw in. Kasakia, high boot. Blown up for trying to volley over the shoulder there against Hunter. And this will suit the Bulls just fine. I wonder if they're now going to start taking the ball down to the corner immediately. For most of this second half, they had been searching for a 2-0 goal to give themselves a safety net, but you imagine they'll be thinking about locking it down from here. Valletta. Now Melly. And Burton with a good touch. Plessis not quite away, and across comes Barwick Gray to clear. Leah Puxty to take the throw in. Plessis back to Puxty. Surjan takes the ball, all it away. Channing wheeling around, looking up the pitch. What's on? Trying to play it down the right channel, but it missed Hammond and only found Valletta. Now Yamahata, and Luchtmeyer just returns the ball over the head. He played 2 additional minutes beyond the 90. Yamahata trying to twist out of trouble. Souza saw the chance to go, spills the ball. And now Luchtmeyer back to Surjan, to Hunter. Hunter is just going to wheel back and play it to Valletta. Valletta, Souza. And Luchtmeyer, and that will go out for a throw, but down at Bulls' attacking end. UNSW have got to go end to end, and well, they just haven't looked like scoring for some time now. They're going to have to find something right at the end of the afternoon. Kasakia, Puxty. High ball, pack of players, Surjan. And then driven long by Kasakia. Up goes Ferris. And the ball might break over to the right, but not if Claudia Valletta can do anything about it. She finds the safety of the line. So a throw in. 3 minutes of stoppage ticked by for UNSW. Bulls assistants asking the fourth official how much longer. Phillips able to take the ball. Phillips, a lone hand at the moment. In steps Channing. Plays it to Plessis. And now Melly. Back to Ferris, to Barwick Gray. And Luchtmeyer being held by Puxty, and a free kick given. And a chance to stop the ball and wind the clock again. Bulls subs are all standing in their dugout here, anticipating the full-time whistle. It was late heroics last week to grab a draw, and now it's Bulls the ones who are trying to steer a lead to the finish line to cut the deficit at the top of the league to just 2 points. Ferris. Puxty, who gave away the free kick. Kasakia. The ball's an up and under. And the full-time whistle goes. The Bulls make a statement. And for the first time in the NPL women's season, University of New South Wales are defeated. Amber Luchtmeyer's goal early in the second half, enough to be the difference between the two teams. And the defending champions and defending league winners cut the gap at the top of the table to just 2 points. 16 and out for UNSW, and for the Bulls Academy, they climb back to within touching distance of top spot, and doesn't that set up quite the run home? And you'd have to say that Wanderers and Apia, while it'll make it a little bit tougher for them to get to the top two, maybe they can still cling to some hope that if they get on a run, they can still join in and make it a 3 or a 4-team title race. On behalf of our camera operator, Daniela Ramirez, my name's Teo Pellizzeri, and on behalf of our broadcast partner, Sportscast Australia, thanks for your company from Northbridge for this one. Amber Luchtmeyer, the goal scorer and the match winner for Bulls FC, as they defeat UNSW by 1-0.